Donald Trump is thrashing everybody. I want to say everybody, even though it's only two people, but he is thrashing Kasich and Cruz. He's beating Kasich by 30 points, and Kasich is beating Cruz by like 12 points. He is demolishing them, and I really, I can't imagine that New York actually loves Donald Trump as much as they probably hate Ted Cruz. So we'll be keeping an eye and see how that actually pans out. Someone shot me a link earlier today. It's just okay with like 0.1% in. He's been declared the winner of the Republican primary in New York. So I don't know. Should we give Donald Trump? Let's give Donald Trump the congratulatory fanfare, right? Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen, has been declared the winner of the primary in New York. With 0% reporting, it's already been called for Donald Trump. So we'll keep our eyes on the exact percentages so we can see how many delegates. I completely forgot how they allocate delegates in New York for the Republican Party. So somebody, I'm sure, will send me a reminder shortly. So we'll keep our eyes and ears on that. But that's to be expected, right? He was up 30 points. No way he was going to lose New York. It's just a question of by how much will he win. So we'll keep an eye on that. Donald Trump is kicking ass and taking names in New York. Why? Why when even if you're a Republican in New York, you're arguably, unless certain parts are obvious. I'm talking about like New York City. You're obviously more liberal. Do people just realize that Donald Trump is? I don't know. I don't even want to. What do you think? Why are people going to Donald Trump in New York, considering how crazy his platform has been?
Because I'm thinking that there are people in New York that don't necessarily believe that his platform is that crazy. Or on the flip side, there are people in New York who don't mind that his platform is what it is. I mean, quite honestly, like the movie The Siege, I won't say that it's one of my favorite Denzel movies. If you guys don't know The Siege, it actually came out before September 11th. This is one of the movies that actually got taken off the shelf. Because remember, like when September 11th happened, they didn't play a lot of music. So like Outkast's Bomb Over Baghdad didn't play. The Siege is one of the movies that you couldn't find anywhere. Anyway, in The Siege, there's a terrorist attack. There's a terrorist cell. Denzel, I believe, is an FBI agent. Yeah. And they actually round up Muslim youth fitting the description, so to speak, right, and have them under observation in these large areas within Brooklyn in the movie. When September 11th happened, I was really actually surprised that did not happen. I mean, we are aware that there have been, heightened surveillance and stuff of, Muslim Americans post 9/11, but the level of vitriol coming out of even some liberal sectors of New York was very, very interesting. So it's not entirely surprising. And at the end of the day, I really think some people just really don't care because Donald Trump makes money for his friends. So he has a lot of friends in New York. There are a lot of people who keep claiming they're not friends of his, like Russell Simmons, like the Clintons.
Doing good and damn well.
But they apparently have been hanging out with him for years. So
to get to where you guys are talking about Donald Trump, I don't honestly understand the inclination towards Donald Trump, but I believe his rude, in-your-face nature kind of speaks to something in New York that a lot of people identify with. Regardless of what he's saying, that the belief that somebody identifies with you or is one of you is probably stronger than any policy position you can take for the most part. For most people, especially the uninformed voter or the person that just doesn't pay attention to politics very much. So I can see where maybe that kind of lends itself to them leaning towards Trump. The same way here in Texas, we had a tendency to lean towards Cruz, and it makes no sense to me, but I can walk down the street and have a conversation with somebody, and half of them would not understand why there's such a large separation between church and state. So that's just the nature of the different demographics in the state.